Endanger and was presented by Celena-YMW Learning Hub. What can you find? How many are left? Why they become endangered? How can we protect them?
The Panthera's tiger. The Panthera's tiger are mostly found in parts of India, Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan, and Burma. It lives in varied habitats: grassland, subtropical and tropical rainforests, scrub forests, wet and dry deciduous forests, and mangrove. 100 years ago, there were about 100,000 tigers. Today, only 3,900 tigers are left. The primary threats to the survival of Siberian tigers are poaching and habitat loss from intensive logging and development. To ensure a world with healthy population of wild tigers, we strive to stop the killing and trafficking of tigers, protect tigers and their habitat.
Giant pandas. Back in 1980s, there were as few as 1,114 pandas in China, but the most recent survey in 2014 estimated that there were 1,864 pandas living in the wild. As a result of farming, deforestation, and other development, the giant panda has been driven out of the lowland area where it once lived. The giant panda is conservation resilient vulnerable species. In 2016, the IUCN reclassified the species from endangered to vulnerable. Whooping crane. The only remaining whooping crane natural population nests in Wood Buffalo National Park, where the bird spends its summer. The whooping crane winters at the Aransas National Wildlife Refuge (NWR) on the Texas Gulf Coast. At one time, the range of the birds extended throughout Midwestern North America. In 1941, the wild population consisted of 21 birds. Conservation efforts have led to population increase. As of the July 2010, there were about 383 whooping crane living in the wild, and another 152 captivity. Whooping crane has suffered major population decline due to habitat loss and overhunting. The population fell to only 15 individuals in the 1940s. Whooping cranes were classified as endangered in 1967. The adult whooping crane, Grus americana, is the tallest North American bird. Whooping cranes need wetland stopovers during their migration, but wetlands are being filled in, paved, dried up, and built on, so protecting whooper habitat for migratory stopovers is more important than ever. You can help protect wetlands by volunteering at the National Wildlife Refuge in your area. Azure lowland gorilla. They live in heavy rainforests, and it is difficult for scientists to accurately estimate how many survive in Cameroon, Central African Republic, Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, Angola, and the Democratic Republic of Congo. Azure lowland gorillas tend to be a bit smaller than their mountain cousins. The western Lola gorilla is the most widespread and numerous of the four gorilla subspecies. No accurate estimates of their numbers are possible as these elusive apes inhabit some of Africa's sunset and most remote rainforests. However, the total population is thought to number up to 100,000 individuals. Bush meat hunting and timber harvesting in the western lowland gorilla's habitat have negatively affected the probability of its survival. The western lowland gorilla is considered to be critically endangered by the IUCN. Adopt an animal. A symbolic adoption helps save real animals in the wild. Take action. Speak up for wildlife. Stay informed. Become a defender of wildlife. Saula. The saula is a species of antelope natively found in the forests on the border of north-central Vietnam and Laos. They are one of the most recently discovered large mammals in the world, but are now also believed to be one of the rarest with estimated population numbers just in the tens of the individuals. In Vietnam, the Salo population was originally estimated at a few hundred individuals, although this figure is now thought to be too optimistic. In 2001, the Lao population was estimated to be between 70 and 700 individuals, with current estimates favoring the lower range of this figure. None exists in captivity, and this rarely seen mammal is already critically endangered. Scientists have categorically documented Sola in the wild on only 4 occasions to date. The Sola was discovered in May 1992 during a joint survey carried out by the ministry. The breeding center will be staffed with livestock experts to ensure the survival and successful breeding of captured Sola. After a captive population has been secured, the next challenge will be to protect one or more areas from poaching. Only then can the species be reintroduced into the wild for forestry in Vietnam and WWF in north central Vietnam. North Atlantic right whale. Right whales feed on zooplankton and other tiny organisms, using baleen up to 8 feet long. Southern and the two species of northern right whales live in temperate Atlantic or the Pacific waters, often near the coast. A 2002 report estimated there were 5,000 to 12,000 blue whales worldwide, in at least 5 groups. The IUCN estimates that there are probably between 10,000 and 25,000 blue whales worldwide today. Before whaling, the largest population was in the Atlantic, numbering approximately 239,000, ranged 202,000 to 311,000. The North Atlantic right whale is one of the world's most endangered large whale species, with only an estimated 450 remaining by the early 1890s commercial whalers. North Atlantic right whales could be extinct by 2040 if we don't act quickly. Once a common target for whales, the population rebounded in recent decades only to face new and increasing threats. We need all hands to deck to save right whales right now. Javan rhinoceros. Javan rhinos are the most threatened of the 5 rhino species, with only 58 to 68 individuals that live only in Ujung Kulon National Park in Javan, Indonesia. Javan, Indonesia. Javan rhinos once lived throughout northeast India and Southeast Asia. Vietnam's last Javan rhino was poached in 2010. Rhinos at Risk 2018. 3 African rhinos poached every day for a fifth straight year. For 5 years, African rhinos have been poached at a rate for 3 per day. Overall, two-thirds of the world's 5 rhino species could be lost in our lifetime. We urge governments to individuals to help keep the 5 alive. Thus, extinction may loom for the Javan rhino, which has all slowly been pushed back over the centuries by hunting and habitat destruction. Today, these problems have reached crisis proportions. The tiny remaining population is still being hunted to supply rhino protection units patrol both land and rivers to keep their charges safe. Our Red Java Rhino Protection Units in Kula National Park. Rhino protection units use a natural bridge to cross a river in Kula National Park. Javan rhinos share their habitat with the endangered Javan bantering. The insatiable Chinese market with medicinal rhino horn. Habitat Amur leopards live in temperate forests and eastern Russia, experiencing harsh winters with extreme cold and deep snow, as well as hot summers. July 13, 2018, Wildlife Conservation Society scientists estimate there are only 84 remaining highly endangered Amur leopards, Panthropardus orientalis, remaining in the wild across its current range along the southernmost border of Primorsky Province in Russia and Jilin Province of China. July 13, 2018, Wildlife Conservation Society scientists estimate there were only 84 remaining highly endangered Amur leopards, Panthropardus orientalis, remaining in the wild across its current range along the southernmost border of Primorsky Province in Russia and Jilin Province of China. July 13, 2018, study finds 84 highly endangered Amur. Adopt a wild animal. A symbolic adoption will help save real animals in the wild. Take action, speak up for a while, stand for it, become a defender of Vaquita, Gulf of California. Vaquitas have the most restricted range of any marine cetacean. They appear to live only in northern end of the Gulf of California. The Mexican government created the Upper Gulf of California Biosphere Rivers in 1993 in part to protect vaquita habitat. There may be fewer than 30 vaquita left in the world and we can save them. But we must ask the Mexican president to take strong action now. A survey released earlier this year estimated the vaquita population was as low as 30 individuals. Vaquita have never been hunted directly, but their population is declining largely because of the animals becoming trapped in illegal kill nets intended for capturing the totoaba, a large critically endangered fish of the drum family and endemic endemic to the Gulf. Tell everyone who listens about the vaquita's plight. And don't stop until the vaquita is there. Sign the petition. You can join the more than 160,000 people who have already signed a petition to the Mexican government to step up its efforts for sustainable seafood. Sea turtles live in almost every ocean basin throughout the world, nesting on tropical and subtropical beaches. They migrate long distances to feed off them, crossing entire oceans. Some loggerheads nest in Japan and migrate to Baja California Sur, Mexico to forage before returning home again. The 7 extant species of sea turtles are the green loggerhead, Kemp's Radley, olive Radley, hawksbill, flatback, and leatherback. Sea turtles, also known as marine turtles, are endangered. There used to be millions of sea turtles in the world, but now there are just about less than a million left in the world. Nearly all species of sea turtle are classified as endangered, slaughtered for their eggs, meat, skin, and shell. Sea turtles suffer from poaching and overexploitation. They also face habitat destruction and accidental capture and fishing gear. Climate change has an impact. Turn out lights visible from the beach. Reduce the amount of garbage you produce and clean up trash you see on the beach. Beware of sea turtle nesting areas and avoid nesting and hatching turtles. Reduce the amount of chemical you use. Volunteer at www.defenders.org and turtle nesting sites.